Hello there, sweet yogi. How are you? Welcome to a practice for when you just don't feel like practicing, but you have a feeling it will be the antidote to whatever sort of heaviness or lack of motivation has set in. Maybe it's a day you'd rather be curled up in bed with a book and your pet, but somehow you've made it to the mat instead. So we'll take it pretty slow. Certainly hope to kind of move some energy, and of course we'll meet ourselves where we are, not try to change anything, but I do hope that we'll kind of fluff up our energy a bit so that we feel a little more in tune, a little more connected and energized by the end of practice. Okay, take a few moments to arrive. I will have us chant a little, an Anusara invocation. So I've dropped a link in the box below. You can click it, it'll take you to the invocation and give you some translations if you'd like. So it's a chant, a song to set the space, to invite us to align with our inner light, inner consciousness that is always present, that we're always able to call upon. The idea being that on these days when it's hard to motivate, maybe we can remember there is something higher, some greater source of energy that we can call on to support ourselves. At least that's what it helps me do. So you might pull that up. You can sing along with me. Just choose to settle in, let it wash over you. But take a few moments to arrive in your most comfortable seat. Maybe you are cross-legged, ideally up on a cushion or folded up blanket, just a little something to elevate your hips a little higher than your knees and keep that super safe curve in your lower back present. Take a few moments to land. You'll let your sits bones and hips ground. Let the spine lengthen, the vertebrae stacked one atop the other all the way up. And take a nice deep breath in. And a long, slow breath out. And a couple more rounds, just like that. Feel the lungs expand, your collarbones broaden, the crown of your head grow taller. And with the exhale, you'll soften shoulders, let them slip down alongside your spine. Breathe, please. Palms to heart center. You'll energize palms and fingertips against each other, forearms parallel to the earth to really help stretch across your chest, activating our heart chakras here. So, let's sing this Anusara invocation. I'll do so once. And then I invite you to join in for the second round. And I think in the translation you pulled up, there's an Om at the very end of that passage, but we'll save that for the end of our second cycle. You release the air completely. Take another deep, heart-filling breath in. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Saccidananda Murtaye Nisprapancaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Saccidananda Murtaye Nisprapancaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. One more for good measure. Inhale. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Saccidananda Murtaye Nisprapancaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Take a few moments here to notice yourself, to feel into the residue following any vibration. If nothing else, I believe this singing, this chanting is good for moving energy, for lifting our heaviness, of course for bringing vibration into the nervous system. And the Sanskrit chant is one that aligns us with our highest self, our truth, our light, remembering that it is always within us, something we can always invoke, align with, drop into. And may this be the energy that guides us, that flows with us through the practice. With the inhale, you'll draw forearms to touch. You'll interlace your fingers and rotate your wrists in one direction for a breath. Notice any crackling. And you'll slow it down, reverse. Nice. Now slowly let this go. Shake your hands out. Stretch your legs here. Shake them out. Maybe bounce them out. Feel free to bring a little friction, some heat to your knees. Nice. Take a few moments. Lean into fingertips. You'll point and flex your feet quite a few times. Then rotate out those wrists. Ankles in one direction. Our other wrists. And reverse. All right. You'll sweep your legs off to one side. Make your way to child's pose, please. If you have a blanket, you might unfold it across your mat. Just a little extra padding here. You'll bring your big toes together, take your knees wide, and begin to elongate down your mat. You'll stretch your arms overhead. And lower your forehead or maybe even one cheek to the earth. And you'll arrive and breathe really slowly, deeply. Inhales that lengthen your spine, that creates space between the vertebrae. And even begin to draw down to your kidneys, your lower back and hips. And And certainly if it's a little much to have your arms extended overhead on your shoulders or whatever else, you might tuck your arms gently beneath your chest. Give yourself a nice snuggle here. And I'll leave you to it for quite a few rounds of breath. You'll let this shape naturally open up. Let tension in your hips begin to dissolve. You might notice your breath naturally deepen here. And you'll let the waves of them flow in, fill you up. And with the exhales, they release. That tide recedes. And the inhale, the wave rolls in, fills you up. The space even between shoulder blades. And with the exhale, that release, it recedes. You dissolve a little deeper to the earth. And you're in your own home, so feel free always to add a little sound to your exhales. Whatever helps soothe you, move energy through you. Nice. And if you have one cheek to the earth, you'll rotate slowly that second one here. And of course, if ever you need to add a bit of movement, a gentle sway to hips and spine, or maybe you'd like a nice side body stretch, whatever you need, go for it. Maybe you're happy here in this stillness, where nothing else is required of you, and you can just breathe and be and notice. You might, for these last couple breaths, stretch your arms a little further. Even tense your fingertips, energize into them, lift your spine, walk yourself forward another centimeter or inch, but ground into your hips and heels. Nice, a bit of traction here for your spine. Press into fingertips even more, but root into sits bones and hips. And slowly, you walk your hands in. You'll rock your way forward. Draw those knees in so they're just beneath your hips. You might fold up, and we'll make our way to tabletop. You might fold up your blanket so that you can arrive. Fingertips and hands to the earth. Right away, you'll take a few deep cat cows. With the inhale, you'll soften belly, lift sits bones, open up chest and throat. With the exhale, scoop your belly in, press hands and shins to the earth, round into upper back. Nice, inhale to soften, lengthen up through both ends of spine. And with the exhale, that deep arch. Nice, and keep going. You'll begin here to engage your Ujjayi breath. If you know how to fog up a mirror, it's that same practice and action of constricting the back of your throat. Easier on the exhale. You'll keep with it. And slowly you'll freestyle any other movement, any shape your body is asking for. A little rotation around your knees and wrists. Just stir into these joints. Maybe it's a little more free-form undulation. You might shake out your head and neck, stretch out your jaw. Maybe even spin your hands outward. Take your fingertips toward your knees and toes. Nice. All right. You'll release as you are ready. We'll meet in tabletop. With the inhale, you'll slide your right toes back. Take a couple breaths and pumps. Out through heel. And you'll slowly release that movement. Take that right foot across your mat to your left, the left back corner of it. And you'll take a round of breath. You'll lean into this right hip, right rib cage, maybe even let your head and neck curl over to the left. Nice. And you'll release as you are ready. That leg back to center. Then lift it straight behind you. Extend this left arm forward. Couple rounds of breath. Nice. I know this is quite a bit on your right wrist. At any point you can swap your fist instead. Or if you stay with it, you'll really begin to grip into those fingertips. Nice. Couple rounds of breath. Stay with it. Right leg extends behind you. The outer hip rolls down. You lift up through inner thigh. Extend that left arm forward. Energize into fingertips. Last couple deep breaths here. Nice. Tone your belly. You'll notice any teetering back and forth and you'll begin to smooth it out. Nice. Keep the back of neck long, the gaze just a couple of inches ahead, maybe right at the edge of your mat. Notice if you shift off to your left, you'll keep that left hip just over left knee. Last round of breath. Nice. And release as you are ready. You'll shake that right hand out. Ground your left hand to the earth. With the inhale, breathe open. Right shoulder, rib cage, extend this arm on up. One long line of energy between your hands. And with the exhale, you'll thread right arm behind left wrist. You'll keep going until you release your right temple to the earth. If that feels a little far, you might bring a block just beneath your temple and rest it on that instead. Otherwise, stay with it. Extend your left arm overhead, maybe fingertips tend. Maybe you stretch your arms skyward, then sweep it around the small of your back. Last round of breath. You can lean a little more into your hips or a little more into that shoulder. Moderate as you wish. Nice. And you'll release as you are ready. Left hand to the earth. Inhale to breathe open. Right shoulder, rib cage extend, arm up. Exhale to release. You'll take a couple breaths in cat, cows here. Nice. With the inhale once again. Now this time you'll stretch that left leg behind you. Take a couple breaths and pumps. Nice. And take that foot across the mat over to the right. And you'll breathe and lean into that left hip, left rib cage, maybe curl head toward right side body. Nice. You release as you are ready. Lift that leg straight behind you. Roll the outer hip down. Lift up through inner thigh. Energize into left hand. Float your right arm forward. And we'll take a few deep breaths here. Nice. Find your balance. Grip into fingertips to really keep the weight out of your wrists directly. Nice. From your hips, you'll extend into that left heel a little more. From heart center, stretch into right fingertips. Last couple rounds of breath. You'll tone your belly, draw it up towards spine, hug those organs up. With the exhale, you'll release. You'll shake out that left hand. Ground into right one. Breathe left shoulder, rib cage, this whole radiant, heart open, skyward. Inhale. With the exhale, thread it through. Side two. You'll travel to your preferred depth. And take another couple breaths. Nice. And you release right hand to the earth, ground down. Inhale, breathe open once again. And exhale to release. Left hand to the earth. You'll tuck your toes here and lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a few moments to arrive. Long inhales that lengthen your spine, that unfurl tailbone, that lift your hips. Exhales that melt your heart and heels for the earth. Last couple deep breaths here. The hands are energized. A little more into index finger and thumb. In your own time, you'll walk your hands to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Hang heavy, bring a gentle bend to knees. Either tense your fingertips here or maybe hook pinkies into opposite elbow creases. Add some weight, let gravity decompress the spine. You release as you are ready. Bend your knees even deeper. Roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. You'll lift your head, float your arms skyward. Inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer. Anjali Mudra. Nice. Soften knees. Inhale, stretch on up. With the exhale, rotate palms, lower arms down beside you. You'll bring one hand to belly, one hand to heart center. And take a deep breath here. And you'll release. Rotate your right hand. Bring the back of it to sacrum. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen. You'll energize into both feet. With your exhale, sweep gaze left. And take a round of breath. You'll notice the stretch in your neck, across your chest, and that rotator cuff. With the inhale, you'll release. Rotate now, left hand, bring the back of it to sacrum. Inhale deeply. And exhale, sweep, gaze right. You might release an exaggerated open mouth. Exhale. Nice. With the inhale, let this go. Take a few slow, mindful steps to the top of your mat. Let's do a few rounds of breath of joy, but we'll do so slowly. I know it can be something that's done really energetically, but I'd rather it be a little more meditative while also filling us up with that vitalizing energy. So it's a 3-part breath. We'll break that breath up into 3 different segments. I'll do it first, and then you can join as you are ready. You'll soften the knees with the inhale, lift. Breathe in 1/3, lift arms in front of you. 2nd third, arms wide. 3rd, arms overhead. And with the exhale, you'll soften knees, flow on down. An open mouth exhale on the way. With the inhale, sweep on up. Lift arms in front. 2nd third, stretch out wide. That last third. Overhead with the exhale, a bend to knees and a heavy flop down and open mouth. Exhale. Nice. Last few rounds. Nice. Nice. Last one up. This time we'll stay up with the exhale. Swing your arms wide. Swim them down. Nice. You'll land. Take a few rounds of breath. Nice. You'll energize into feet, which are hips width distanced, nice and grounded. You'll drop those roots on in. Nice. Inhale, soften knees, stretch arms up. With the exhale, dive slowly down. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Draw palms to shins, stretch heart and spine forward. On the exhale, you'll release. Plant your hands and step back, high plank, top of a push-up. 3 to 5 breaths here. Again, those hands energized into the mounds of palms, your fingertips. You'll stabilize shoulders. You'll breathe deeply. Lift even the backs of legs and anchor those heels. Nice. The hips are level with shoulders, maybe a little lower. Last round of breath. Draw your navel to spine. Hug your organs up. With the exhale, lower knees. Maybe that blanket is right there for you. Draw your hips gently back. Bend elbows and dive chest and chin down. Nice. Draw the shoulders back, elbows in. Use the strength of hands to draw you forward. You'll ground your legs here. Inhale, peel up slowly, low cobra. Using the strength of legs and shoulders more than the activation of your hands. A deep round of breath. Nice. Maybe this time, this breath, you lift just a little higher. With the exhale, you'll release. Press back. Maybe child's pose for a beat. Maybe straight to downward facing dog. We'll meet there in Adho Mukha Svanasana. A couple deep, deep breaths. You can shake out your head and neck. Keep lifting your hips, grounding your heels. With the inhale, lift your right leg slowly. Exhale, knee to chest. Press the earth away. Pull thigh higher. Gaze forward. Step through. You'll lower left knee to the earth. Stretch that foot. You'll breathe here. Feel those hips heavy with the inhale. Lift on up. Anjane Asana, low lunge. Deep prana breath. With the exhale, fold, tuck your back toes, lift that knee, shoot back, high plank. Around a breath. And you'll lower knees, lift hips, bend elbows, dive chest and chin down. With the inhale, draw yourself forward, ground your legs strongly, peel up slowly, low cobra. With the exhale, you'll release. Press back. We'll meet in down dog. With the inhale, once again, you'll lift left leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Press the earth away. Lift higher. Step it through. Lower right knee. Stretch that foot. You'll inhale, rise on up. Anjane Asana, low lunge. The hips squared here. Left hip back, right hip forward. Sink a little deeper into hips. Expand a little higher into fingertips, heart center, deep breath in. And with the exhale, fold. Tuck your back toes, step forward this time. Knees bent, you'll lift arms up behind you, folded chair. With the inhale, sink your hips heavy, peel on up, chair. Utkatasana, a deep round of breath here. With the exhale, bend your elbows, draw shoulder blades down your back. With the inhale, press on up. Nice. And you'll interlace fingers, flip your palms skyward, take a deep breath in. And with the exhale, you'll dive to your right. Take a round of breath. You'll press into left hip, left rib cage, rotate. Lift even that gaze. Nice ground down, inhale, energize, squeeze biceps against ears. Exhale, dive slowly left. Deep round of breath. Ground down, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to release those hands. We'll land Tadasana. And we'll continue slowly on. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, dive on down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. And exhale to release. You'll plant your hands, step back, high plank, top of a push-up once again. 3 to 5 breaths here. Nice, even deeper breaths. Meet the intensity of the shape with the depth of that breath. And when you're ready, you'll lower. Maybe it's knees, chest, and chin. Maybe chaturanga, upward dog, if that is within your practice. Nice, and we'll meet in downward dog. With the inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale to crank the hip open. Bend this knee. Drop that heel towards sits bone, but right shoulder and armpit toward the earth. Nice. Around a breath. And you'll extend your leg, lower hip, exhale, knee to chest, lift higher, step on through. Once again, you'll rise up. Oh yes, lower left knee, did I say that? Deep round of breath, low lunge. With the exhale, you'll draw your navel in. You'll twist from your lowest ribs over to your right, and release that left hand to outer right knee, back of right hand to sacrum. Take a couple deep breaths here. You'll let that gaze travel as far as feels good. You'll keep the weight and energy in your legs, that strength engaged. Last round of breath, fill your lungs up. Open mouth to release, and exhale. And inhale back to neutral, reach on up. Exhale, fold, tuck your back toes. You'll step that left foot in a few inches. Begin to straighten this right leg and bring your hands up to shin. We'll take a couple deep breaths here. Maybe this is plenty, it's all right. Certainly if you have two blocks nearby, wow, mine are askew, you might stack them, place them just beneath your palms. Deep round of breath. Energize into both feet. Even this is a balance shape here. Nice, you'll lengthen into front body. And with the exhale, slowly fold. Bend into right knee, just enough to slide your left foot back. Plant your hands high plank. And take your flow. Maybe it's knees, chest, and shin. Maybe it's chaturanga, upward dog. With the exhale, press on back. We'll meet in down dog. With the inhale, lift left leg slowly. Exhale to crank that hip open. Drop that left heel towards sits bone, that left armpit for the earth. Deep breath here. And slowly you'll extend that leg, lower hip, exhale, knee to chest, lift high your step on through. Release your right knee, rise gently up. A round of breath. Nice. And you'll feel all the way down into that deep core around the navel. And you'll begin to draw that navel in, revolve to your left, and stretch that right hand for outer left knee, back of left hand to sacrum. Maybe you even let it snake a little further. I'll leave you to it for a couple rounds of breath. Inhales that even here, lengthen your spine, fill up your lungs. Exhales that maybe twist a little deeper, never forcing anything, just encouraging gently, creating the space. Keep your legs super strong. Yes, you'll draw that energy in and up from the earth. Nice. As you are ready, with the inhale, return slowly. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your back toes, and you'll slide that foot in, straighten both legs, lift your hips. Pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Both palms to left shin. Or if you've got blocks handy, you might bring them beneath your palms. A couple rounds of breath. Even here, you'll work at lengthening the spine forward, drawing the shoulders back. With an exhale, you'll release. Stretch fingertips for the earth. Bend into left knee enough to slide that right foot back. Plant your palms, shoot back, high plank. You'll take your flow. We'll meet in child's pose. And take a few breaths of rest. All right, down dog as you are ready. With the inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, knee to chest, tone, belly, lift higher, step it through. You'll widen your stance, that left foot. You'll lower that heel to the mat. You'll ground down, rise up, warrior one. Virabhajasana one. Might take a few moments to arrive. Square out your hips. Draw that right hip back, left hip forward. The 2 points, the frontal hip points are aligned. Nice. And you'll arrive, energize into both feet. And keep that right knee tracking forward, just over the middle toe. And you'll extend your arms on up. And straighten them. See how it feels to really commit and unlock these lines of energy. Nice. Couple rounds of breath followed by a couple more. Nice. And if you make any adjustments to your legs, you'll do something equal and balancing to the other one. If you bend a little deeper into right leg, you'll anchor a little heavier into left heel. Nice. Last few breaths here. Stay with it. You've got this. Keep the gaze straight ahead. Soft but fierce. And keep the breath filling you up. Nice. Okay, here's our transition. You'll slowly lift that left heel, soften the knee, shift the weight to right front quad, and launch. Heart forward, arms wide, warrior three. Again, you'll roll that outer left hip down, lift up through inner thigh, stretch your arms out wide, or bring them to palm, heart center. In your own time. Nice. You'll stabilize that right foot. You'll hinge your way upright. Press this left leg straight ahead. Couple rounds of breath. You've got this. Arms skyward. Straighten that leg as much as it's willing to. I know it's shaking here. And exhale to release. Left foot to the earth. Palms to heart center. Inhale, stretch on up. Nice. You'll shift the weight to left foot. You'll draw your right knee into chest. Oh yes. Find your balance, somewhere steady to rest your gaze. And take a moment here. Anchor into that left foot. You'll breathe into your lower back, across your chest, and we'll open up. Tree pose, sole of foot to inner thigh, maybe below your knee. If balance is tricky, you'll bring toes to the earth, heel to inner ankle. Otherwise, stay with it. We'll take a few deep breaths. Press foot and leg against each other. That resistance is what strengthens, is what grounds us here. Fires up our stable trunk. And you'll draw this right knee gently back, palms to heart center, or right hand to quad, left arm skyward, both arms skyward, or to base of skull, wherever your branches would like to be. Take another couple deep, deep breaths. Nice, sway a little if you'd like. Ooh, lost it. And you'll release as you are ready. Kick your feet out, land Tadasana, and soften knees, inhale, extended mountain, even take a gentle upper back bend, exhale, dive on down. In the inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat, step back, high plank. You can take your flow, hold plank, maybe drop to child's pose, or even skip it, head straight to downward dog. A couple breaths wherever you are. With the inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to chest, tone belly, lift higher. Step that foot through. You'll widen your stance, lower now that right heel, ground down, rise up, warrior one. And you'll notice if your hips open to the wide edge of your mat, and you'll square them out. The hips point forward, the legs are engaged. Equal distribution of weight and energy into both of them. And stretch your arms on up. And I'll leave you to it for quite a few rounds of breath. And keep letting this shape reveal itself to you more and more as the breath begins to deepen and your muscles begin to engage and even stretch out a little more. So you might keep bending slightly deeper into that left knee. At the same time, you'll draw that left thigh back, fire up your right leg. Take another few deep breaths here. You'll work on finding expansion in the front body. Energy into arms and fingertips. Nice. Notice as maybe that left quad starts to shake a little with heat. And lean into it. Breathe into it. When you've had enough, we'll make our way. You'll lift that back heel, soften the knee, and launch. Heart forward, arms wide. Warrior three. Maybe you're up on the diagonal. This is great. Maybe in your own time you hinge a little deeper. Fire up that back leg. Nice. In your own time, you'll rise up. Stretch this right leg straight ahead. Arms skyward. A full round of breath. How much more can that right leg straighten? I know it's feeling it. I know we're breaking a sweat. With the exhale, you'll release. Right foot to the earth, palms to heart center. Right away, energize. Sweep your arms skyward. Shift the weight to right foot. Draw your left knee into chest. Take a round of breath. Nice, relieving breaths here. Anchor into that right foot. Breathe into your left leg, your hips. When you're ready, you'll open up. Vrikshasana, tree pose. And you'll notice if naturally your knee kind of draws forward, and you'll begin to draw the knee back. Really energize the sole of the foot to inner leg. Nice. Breathe deeply. Lift sternum into base of thumbs. If you've got Anjali Mudra here. When you feel balanced enough and ready to continue on, you might extend those arms on up. Stretch those branches skyward. Nice. And take a few more breaths. Any variation you'd like to take. Oh yes. Ooh. Even the arms behind you. Reverse prayer. Not that that's what I'm doing. A couple rounds of breath. Stay with it. Notice if you shift off to your right, you really ground into that big toe. Bring balance, steadiness. And you'll release as you are ready. I'll take a few moments. You can shift a little from foot to foot. Let's take some easeful spinal sways. Nice. All right, you'll let this go. Soften knees, inhale, extended mountain, curl into the gentle upper back bend. Exhale, swing your arms wide, dive slowly down. You'll hang heavy and take a couple deep breaths here. Nice. However you'd like to rise on up, you'll go for it. Maybe you come through folded chair, then upright chair. Maybe it's a slow roll with bent knees. We'll arrive once again. Ground into your left foot. Stretch your arms up and draw this right knee into chest. A round of breath. Nice. You'll pause here. Let's open into a twist. You'll bring that right knee into left hand. Breathe in. With the exhale, you'll stretch this right arm wide. Open up your chest. Let your gaze slowly follow. Move slowly, not enough to disrupt your balance. And you'll take a few moments here. Give a gentle tug to this knee across midline. Stretch from sternum across your chest, out through fingertips. Nice. When you've had enough, we'll return slowly. You'll slide your left hand down your shin. You'll bend into left knee and we'll meet standing figure 4. Nice. Just a couple deep breaths here. Energize that standing foot. Palms to heart center or left hand to foot, right hand to knee. Last round of breath. Nice. And you'll release. Shake out that foot. Land into Tadasana. Nice. With the inhale, stretch arms up. You'll take your left wrist into your index finger and thumb. Give a nice tug upright. With the exhale, dive slowly right. Maybe this is plenty. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, bring the psoas into it. You'll cross that left foot in front of right and begin to ease your way slowly down. You'll roll the chest forward, upper body down toward the earth as much as feels available. Nice and ground down. Inhale, rise up. Parallel feet, sweep your arms down wide. Nice. And soften knees, stretch on up. You'll shift the weight now to right foot. Draw this left knee into chest. Take a round of breath to arrive. When you feel ready, you'll open that left rib cage, shoulder, extend your arm, let the gaze gently follow. A deep round of breath. Energize into that standing foot. When you're ready to release, you'll return slowly. You'll bend into right knee, cross that left ankle above the knee. Press your left hand into knee to really help stretch that hip. Round of breath. Maybe palms to heart center and you sink a little deeper. You release as you are ready. Left foot to the earth, stretch your arms up. Take now right wrist and left fingers. Breathe in. With the exhale, slow dive left. Maybe this is plenty. Maybe you cross that right foot in front of left and ease your way on down. Rise up when you are ready. Tadasana, mountain pose. A round of breath. All right, almost done. Upright. You'll take a wide-legged stance on your mat. Better yet, come to goddess squat. You'll point the knee, open up the feet. There we go. Open up the inner thighs. You'll shift a little from side to side. And take a couple deep breaths here. All right. When you're ready, you'll straighten your legs, parallel feet. Inhale your arms out wide. With the exhale, we'll twist over to the left. You'll draw right hand for outer left shin above the ankle. Inhale right back up. Exhale to right, left hand just above the ankle. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, twist to left. Inhale, right back up. Exhale, over to right. And inhale, right back up. Last time here, exhale to your left. And we'll stay a few rounds of breath. You might bring a gentle tug to that right elbow. Maybe let your left arm slip around your back. Let your head be heavy. Last couple deep breaths here. Notice where you feel it. What part of your legs is really activating here. Nice. As you are ready, you might travel right back the way we came, or maybe you slip back down to center, then swing yourself over to your right leg. Left hand stretches just above your ankle. The right arm can slip around the small of your back. A couple deep breaths here. And your release as you are ready. Right back to center. Take a couple breaths here. Hands to the earth. Nice. If you bend your elbows, fold a little deeper. In your own time, you'll reorient to the front of your mat, runner's lunge, step back, high plank. You're welcome to take your flow, or maybe you sink right away into child's pose, a more compressed one with the inner thighs together. Your belly can rest just against those quads. You might wrap your arms around legs and turn one cheek to the earth. In your own time, you peel yourself on up. We'll meet in a kneel. We'll take a few moments to roll into the lower back, then roll the hips forward, stretch out the lower back. Nice. And we'll land. You might take your elbows into each hand behind you and take just a few moments here. As you are ready, you'll release. You'll shift off to one hip, swing your legs around. Take them wide for a breath. A couple breaths. And you'll bring the fingertips just behind those hips. And take a couple breaths here. If you notice you round into your lower back, you might scooch a blanket beneath your sits bones, or maybe energize into fingertips a little more. And breathe that lower curve back to existence. Couple rounds of breath. The lumbar curve. Nice. Moving on slowly. You'll unlock this right knee, grab a hold above the ankle, and draw the sole of foot to inner left thigh. A seated tree pose. Energized, you'll rotate, rise up with the inhale, and dive heart first with the exhale. And you'll pause before you round into your upper back, even if that means you're way up high. We'll go for length of spine first, and then the depth of forward fold. Maybe you tiptoe your fingers a little further. Move slowly, feel the hinge in your hips. Nice, a couple rounds of breath. And certainly if you'd like to add a twist, go for it. Slide those left fingertips beside hips. Stretch that right hand for outer left shin or ankle. And engage some resistance to keep yourself lifted. Nice. And you'll release as you are ready. Take a deep breath in. And a long right leg stretching breath out. And you'll draw now the sole of left foot to inner right thigh. You'll energize, rotate, rise up with the inhale, and dive heart first down with the exhale. Take a few moments here. Inhales that lengthen, exhales that maybe walk you a little deeper. Nice. These last few breaths, if you'd like to have the twist, you'll go for it. With the inhale, you'll rise slowly up. Nice. I'm adding one more thing, and we'll do it on the other side. You'll roll this right leg in, bend your knee, draw the heel around towards sits bone. You'll lower your left hand to the earth just beside that left hip. The fingers rotated to the wall behind you to really open up this shoulder. With the inhale, you'll lean into hand, press into shins, lift your hips, and let your upper back cascade open. That heart stretches skyward. Nice. A round of breath. Let that heart radiate, pour itself out. And with the exhale, you'll release. You'll sweep your legs forward, shake them out, sweep them over to your left. Now land your right hand just outside your hip. Shoulder open, fingers to the back of the room. Stretch that left arm up. As you're ready, you'll lift your hips, press into shins. Bring a gentle bend to that right elbow to let you cascade. Nice. A gentle upper back bend, full back bend. Hold for as long as feels yummy. And release as you are ready. Nice. And stretch your legs out. Shake them out. If there's anything else you need while we are here, go for it. Maybe just a couple breaths with knees bent. If you could use a narrow-legged forward fold, have at it. When you feel ready to make your way down to your backs, you'll go for it. Maybe by way of boat pose, maybe with your feet grounded, whatever you would like. You'll lower down, maybe your upper back first, and you crisscross those legs one over the other for 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a few breaths. And you'll bring, let's do Yeah, we'll do it. Soles of the feet together. Take your knees wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Just a few breaths here. I know we didn't do any big warrior twos or trikonasanas, so maybe our inner thighs aren't quite ready for this, but take a few moments here. Nice. As you're ready, you'll use your hands to lift your knees. Take now the inverse shape, your feet to the edges of your mat, your knees drop in. Around a breath. Nice. Then you'll windshield wipe your legs. Let them collapse over to your right. With knees staggered here, you might even pin that left knee beneath outer edge of right foot. You might extend those arms overhead, really breathe into that left side body, lift gently into hip, and take a deep breath here. Nice. Moving on, if you've got this configuration of your legs with the knee pinned beneath your right foot, you'll begin to lift your legs right back up to center, hug them into chest, right away for this deep figure four. You'll interlace fingers around your left hamstrings or maybe around that shin. Take a few deep breaths here. You can add any gentle movement that feels welcome here. Ankles rotate, rock yourself, or just your head gently from side to side. Nice. Last round of breath. And you'll release as you are ready. Maybe you travel right back the way we came. Maybe you'd like to stretch your legs out, flush them out. Well, you'll take another couple windshield wipes. You'll collapse those legs over to your left. You might even pin that right knee beneath outer left foot. Lift into front hip. Maybe extend your arms sky overhead. When you feel ready to continue on, you'll lift the legs, hug them up into chest for that deep figure four. Return to your most nourishing breath here. Expansive inhales. Cleansing exhales. Nice. You're welcome to stay for as long as this feels yummy. You'll slowly let this go when you have had enough. And you'll stretch your legs out, pedal them out. Take some rotations here, whatever feels good. Make your way into any last shapes your body would like before Shavasana. Maybe a happy baby, maybe you wring yourself out in a quick twist. You'll take a few breaths here, wherever you are. Use this time to layer up, slip on a pair of socks or a sweater, maybe snuggle up beneath a blanket. If you've got that yoga blanket nearby, you might even roll it up and slide it beneath your knees for a little more support, a little ease to your hamstrings and thus that lower back. And you'll make your way to your Shavasana. The limbs heavy and wide beside you, those palms opened up. Or maybe you bring one hand to belly, one hand to heart center, or even stretch arms overhead. Nice. Have one last exaggerated breath here. Begin to release, let go of effort, control of your breath. Let muscles and bones be heavy. May they anchor you into the earth a little more with each exhale. You'll relax your jaw, soften cheeks and eyes, the crease even between your brows. Let front body melt into back body. Return to ease here. You'll take rest. Letting yourself settle. Reconnect with your highest, brightest, most loving self. That truth that lives within us. That we always have access to if only we slow down enough, get quiet and still enough to let our barriers down. To let the grip of our minds relax. That clenching around our hearts relax. So that we can breathe deeper and connect with that living, loving truth within us. Our highest selves, our divine consciousness, that isn't something outside of us. That is always right here within. May we let it support us, envelop us. Here in this spacious, loving awareness where all else integrates. And our minds merge with hearts, merge with breath and body and soul. Shavasana. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. And draw your awareness back to body and sensation. And feel the points of contact you make with the earth beneath you. And begin to send that breath all the way down to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. You'll invite back some gentle movement. With an inhale, you'll sweep your arms up overhead. Take one last delicious full body stretch. With the exhale, draw both knees into chest. You'll give yourself a great big squeeze. And ease to right side body. Stretch your arm out, rest your head against it, and take a few moments here. Move slowly, keep your eyes soft, maybe even closed. Press your way on up. Meet in Sukhasana once again, with hips heavy, spines light and tall. The hearts blossom forward, your shoulders soften back. You'll notice yourself here. Feel the residue of practice. Notice the texture and depth of your breath. The quality and content of your thoughts. And the emotional undertone taking up space within. Breathe a little deeper. Draw palms to heart center. And feel yourself here. This vibrant, loving self. Let's close our time together. Seal this practice in and send some good energy out. With one more Om and 3 Shantis, peace. Release the air completely and take another deep, heart-filling breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for sharing your breath and your energy. May this practice serve and support us well. In gratitude, we bow, surrendering mind to heart. Namaste. Sweet. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you feel a little more energized, like something has been unlocked and you are ready for whatever it is that is ahead of you in your day. Thank you so much. Take good care and come practice again soon. Okay. See you next time.